Hey Janae, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good.
Good. Well, thank you for coming in. Before we get really into it, just want to remind you of some of the confidentiality policies and everything. Kind of like we talked about in our last session. Everything you say here, this is a safe place, so you don't need to worry about anything that you share with me ever getting out anywhere else. It's somewhere where you can feel open and just being able to let out the things that you've been going through. Um, Also, aside from that, though, there are the few instances like we talked about where I would have to report things. Those are the scenarios if you share anything with me of self harming or feeling like harming others, or any abuse to children or vulnerable adults like elderly population. So, do you have any questions as far as that goes?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, perfect. So, again, thank you for being here. I appreciate you volunteering, to help with my assignment here today. So I guess to kind of get started, I guess I just want to ask you what has been weighing the most on you lately?
I think just kind of overwhelmed with a lot of things in life, trying to balance everything. Stay at home mom with five kids who have a lot going on in their own individual struggles and problems, and um, just trying to show up for everybody and meet everybody's needs and not lose myself in the process.
I hear you. That must be pretty difficult.
Yeah, yeah, it gets a lot sometimes, and or I guess a lot of times it gets a lot.
Oh, it's still going. I thought it was. Sorry, keep going.
So, um, and I guess it's just not the guilt of taking time for myself. Like I recognize that I need to fill my cup in order to be able to pour into everybody else's cup. But then that just also creates just another cycle of, you know, taking too much time for myself or not enough time for everybody else.
Right.
Anyway, just a little bit of a overall cycle.
Yeah. Yeah. I hear you. It sounds to me what I'm understanding is you have all these responsibilities from being a mom, being a wife, your responsibilities in the community, everything that you have on your plate. But then on top of that, you also are realizing that there's a whole other side that's not being filled in your own life, where you're kind of in this balance of giving so much to everyone else, but not being able to have enough time to give to yourself. And it seems like you're starting to even recognize that, and noticing how that might be weighing you down in certain areas. Um, so I guess with all of that going on, um, I guess can you tell me more about what that has been like for you emotionally lately?
Emotionally, just kind of either I feel like I'm feeling too much or I just shut it all off so that I'm not really feeling any emotion. Um, I can be feeling anxious and overwhelmed with worry for my kids and different things that they're struggling with, as well as my husband, things that he's going through, and being concerned or, trying to support him and in all that he's trying to do. And I've always been someone that feels things a lot. Like I take on the emotions of others. Um, and so then sometimes it all starts feeling like too much. So I just kind of shut off and shut down, which I know isn't healthy either because then I'm not really in a position to be patient and to be gentle and all of those things because I've hit just such a high threshold that I'm just done.
Okay. So you had mentioned I heard how you said that you just tend to shut off at that point, and you say you're just done.
Yeah, yeah. So It's hard.
You know, no, that's understandable. I'm listening. I'm hearing every single thing you're saying.
Sometimes I just can't get my thoughts. Like, it's, it's almost I hit that the shutdown part and I can't really even make sense of the thoughts going on in my head. It all just kind of blurs together.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds like you have a lot that you're dealing with emotionally, mentally, probably in all other aspects as well. Um, I'm hearing how you're saying how with everything that's been going on, with balancing all that, and then beginning to feel that burnout, that you've recognized and noticed that you tend to just your emotions kind of tend to just shut off, and kind of go into like a freeze state. Um, and you had mentioned how a lot of times that's where you notice you start being impatient with others. Um, you start to really feel the effects of that burnout. So I guess I'm curious. I want to ask when you have been in those situations, when you've seen that kind of escalating. Um, what type of things have you noticed or recognized seem to help or make that I guess what helps in those situations for you?
Um, I just try to find like one task to complete. Because sometimes it gets to the point I'm shut down sitting on the couch knowing there's a lot of things to be done, but I can't bring myself to like actually do it. Um, which then builds the anxiety and the guilt and you know what I mean, all of the other feelings start building up as I just continue to sit there and do nothing. And so it's like I have to just kind of really force myself to just almost like one foot in front of the other, like get up, unload the dishwasher, take the kids for a walk, um, do something, change the position that I'm in, the thoughts that I'm having, trying to just get up and do something and reminding myself that like what I'm feeling isn't permanent
Hmm.
and that like it's gonna be okay. Like I'm having a hard time right now, but I don't have to stay stuck here.
Yeah, I appreciate you sharing that with me. I feel like that speaks a lot. It shows a lot that you're able to remind yourself of. I really liked what you said at the end, how you're able to remind yourself that this is temporary, and I don't have to be in this forever. I can just get through this one day or this one task, like you mentioned, and that's been helpful for you. And I love that. Thank you so much for sharing and being open about that. Um, I guess looking at the time here. Okay, sorry. Um, all right, and so kind of seeing the situation that you're in and everything that you've shared so far. I guess what would you say right now? What do you find yourself most? Um, I guess what do you like in those moments? What do you find yourself most needing in those moments?
Um, maybe support.
Okay.
Um, feeling like I'm not in all of it alone, trying to figure out what to do for everybody and how to handle and fix everything um, by myself, which is like I know I'm not totally alone and by myself, but I, I feel the weight of it is mainly on my shoulders to take care of all of it. And so it's like almost just like this reassurance or this feeling that I'm I'm not in it alone, that it's not all just on me to fix and take care of everything.
Right. So you're needing support, and I would say more specifically, you're needing to feel like you have the support. What tell me about your support systems that you have right now.
I the funny thing is, it's like I do actually have like a ton of support. I have um, family, my husband's family, that are all close and they love my kids and are always willing to step in and help. And um, I guess a lot of that is me needing to be willing to open up more when I need help and to reach out for it, and just kind of see if anybody's available to, hey, can you watch the kid for a second while I can run some errands and do some other tasks and stuff, because I know people would be more than willing. Um, it's just, I guess, that balance of like, I'm the mom, I need to be taking care of the kids, but there is a bunch of other things that also have to be accomplished, and what's the best way for me to be able to go about that. Um, so I guess just to answer the question, I do have a lot of support, and my husband is supportive, and um, so yeah.
Okay. So it sounds like you got a lot of family close by. Lot of really good help, good support. Do you would you say that there's anything that holds you back from reaching out? I know you had made the comment that you said, I feel like I need to I'm just going to paraphrase because I can't remember exactly how you said it, but being open to asking others for help.
Mm.
Can you tell me more about that?
I mean, it's all my responsibilities. My kids are my responsibility. The household tasks are my responsibility. The appointments, you know what I mean? Like
Hmm.
it's all under what I'm supposed to be taking care of. And so I feel like sometimes it's hard to feel like I'm putting my responsibilities onto other people.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, thank you for sharing that. I definitely want to hear more. Um, I feel like there's so much right there that that we can dive into. To kind of start building on that. Building how you can cope with that burnout, and balancing everything that you have on your plate while still being able to take care of yourself. And so that's definitely something that going forward that we can definitely work on. We are running. Oh, I don't think that's recording anymore, Janae. Gosh, that better be recording. Watch, it's gonna be recording. I'm just here looking at the camera. Oh, it is recording. Whoops, that's fun. So, so we are. We're kind of at our time here for today. Well over because we can't go past 15 minutes. So that's okay. So we'll just finish it there. So